So, a couple months ago, I went to a GameStop for the first time in years. It was pretty, bad, thanks for asking. They tried to sell me a used 3DS game at full price. Christ. I walked out of there with 2 games, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions and Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I literally had a friend confuse these titles with each other. Bowser's Fury came out earlier this year as it is an expansion to the critically and controversially loved Super Mario 3D World. I own 3D World on the Wii U, so I initially had no interest picking up the Switch port. Bowser's Fury, on the other hand, was more or less its own mini adventure, and that has had me intrigued. I mean, let's face it, this was looking out to be the best Wii U port by far. But oh man, just wait till the reviews start coming in. Bowser's Fury is the future of 3D Mario. Bowser's Fury is worth $60 alone. Bowser's Fury is better than Christ himself. I was skeptical, but I still bought it. The things I do for you people. So I put it in my Switch, played it, and here are my thoughts. Let's just say I thought Bowser's Fury was gonna be fine. Not bad, but just a little nice bonus. Don't get me wrong, the initial teaser was great with its grim and dark setting, but looking at footage after it, I mean, okay, it was an expanded Mario Odyssey Kingdom, but how interesting could they really make it? Well, they made it interesting, alright, as we start off with Mario falling into an ink puddle with the iconic M shape from Super Mario Sunshine. Just for me, guys, you know, a reference to my favorite 3D Mario ever, Nintendo U Slide Dogs. So we start playing and ooh, cat shine. For some reason, Bowser creeps back to his ink puddle, and yep, okay, you don't even have to say it. We meet up with fat obese child here who claims that his daddy here has been possessed and is mad and angry all the time. Just like Color Splash. Nintendo trying to reuse old ideas isn't going to slide under my book.
Oh no.
So Mario, for some reason, agrees to help Bowser Jr., even though he could live a happy and prosperous life if he just left Bowser to rampage over this new world, but whatever. First impressions are pretty high as we walk into this cat entrance, and immediately this vibrant, upbeat jazz tunes start playing, and oh yeah! This is so catchy, and the arrangements have an orchestral and just pump-up feel to it, like Color Splash. We are 2 for 2. What has intrigued most people, including myself, is how eerily similar the general gameplay structure is to Odyssey. In Super Mario Odyssey, the worlds are divided up into kingdoms, and those kingdoms have moons scattered about. You can explore the worlds in the vein of Super Mario 64 and stop it! In this game, the open world exploration remains, but this time the moons are replaced with shines. Not just shines, but more specifically cat shines, to fit with the cat theme of 3D World. I always thought the cat suits in 3D World were novel and cute, but really I think someone at Nintendo thought it would be funny to put Mario and friends in cat suits. This game was nominated for Best Game of the Year. Why aren't more games doing this? It's kind of fun to lean more into the cat themes of the original game, and oh, that's a cat Goomba. And wait, that's a cat Koopa Troopa. Oh! Let's face it, this was someone's dream at Nintendo to make everything into a cat. Iwata-san, can we make everything into a cat in our newest 3D Mario game? No! That would be jumping the shark. We cannot just go from space to making Mario and his foes all cats. Furukawa-san, can we make everything into a cat in our new expansion to Super Mario 3D World? More cats equals better marketability, and better marketability equals more money, and more money means the world goes more round. They went all in with the cat theme, and some complain that they went a little overboard, but that's the point. The enemies are cats, the trees are cats, the flowers are cats, and the Nintendo employee who thought this would be funny to do this, guess what? It's funny. It's so out there that it works. They really didn't need to go through the effort of going through all the models in-game and edit them to have cat tails, cat ears, and fur. But they went the extra mile, and I think it made the final product way better for it. Visuals and sound design aside, what stuck out to me while playing is the sheer variety in level design and mission structures. Don't get me wrong, we have some reoccurring missions just to fluff out the shine count a bit, but I'd say about 80 to 85% of the shines come from uniquely designed challenges and obstacles. You'll be visiting many islands per se that will house usually some kind of platforming challenge or just a mission for you to complete, many of which expand upon the ideas and stage gimmicks in 3D World. You have the shoe you can ride with, we have those British soldier dudes, we have Plessy. It's a nice shakeup as it feels familiar yet new. The islands change both in enemy variety and sometimes layouts to accommodate for the unique shine challenges the developers made. For this, you jump from one island to the next, and when you come back to an island, it has changed and it will visually tell you what your next mission is. This is certainly a cool idea, jumping from different islands back and forth, but it is a subtle way to pad out the game's length with all of the running back back and forth from island to island. You don't unlock the ability to fast travel until after you beat the game, which is kind of annoying, but I live to tell another tale. Your island hopping will be interrupted by this beast. Bowser comes out of the inky depths and, you know, terrorizes Lake Lapcat. Spitting fireballs, these big platform things fall from the sky, which also remind me of the metal blocks from Odyssey. The accompanying music just goes for this intense rock feeling. It's great, I love it. After collecting enough shines, the Giga Bell unlocks and... Super Saiyan Mario is about to kick Bowser's gluteus maximus. Does anybody get Super Mario Super Show vibes from this setup? You'll pounce Bowser, and it's fine, I guess. I just think I'm not really into this since I found a way to cheese this fight. All you gotta do is take these pillars from the sky and repeatedly throw them at Bowser so that he doesn't have enough time to choreograph his next attack, and you win. Though he doesn't, like, officially die, Bowser Jr. just kinda says, "Oh man, we'll get him to stop being mad next time." But this is where Bowser's Fury's biggest issue starts to show: the performance. I think I am confident in saying this is probably the first-party Nintendo game that has noticeable performance issues. I'm not counting games like Pokemon Sword and Shield, though that was more graphics than performance, or the Xenoblade Chronicles remakes, as those have other companies involved. Of course, we may have some dynamic resolution happening in some games like Mario Odyssey, but for the most part, first-party Nintendo games run really smoothly on the system. Here though, while for the most part it ran at a crisp 60 FPS, during the Bowser interruptions, the game frequently dips in its frame rate. While not terrible, it is definitely noticeable. Just with my naked eye alone, I estimated about 5 to 10 frames being dropped at any given time. But to reiterate, only during the Bowser sections. Throughout the rest of the game, I ran into little to no interruptions. During my analysis and breakdown of the game and how it runs, I decided to see how it ran in portable mode, and interestingly, it's capped at 30 frames per second. I even double checked online to see if my eye was correct, and it was. Performance inconsistencies, while not anything game-breaking, definitely strays away from the usual Nintendo polish. This style of 3D Mario seems to be pushing the Switch to its limits. As Kotaku writes it, given the performance issues, Bowser's Fury is the first time during the Switch's ongoing lifespan that I've longed for a more powerful machine, and I hope Nintendo is close to announcing a follow-up to address these kinds of technical shortcomings. Merry Christmas! In addition, the game locks itself to 720p, which I typically don't mind, but the lower resolution was really noticeable in some cases. It's fine, I suppose, but with the increased draw distance of the game, it makes it just that more noticeable. While I am no programmer, while playing, unless the game masked it really well, it felt like the entire world was loaded up at all times, kinda like in the first Luigi's Mansion, which granted, there is no pop-in, but it might have benefited to delete parts of the world for a more consistent frame rate, or even possibly 900p in docked mode. I don't know. I typically don't discuss performance as much as I am doing right now, but I think Bowser's Fury shows a clear lack of power the Switch has in the 2021 climate, and that this new style of 3D Mario, one where everything is connected in one world for you to explore, is definitely going to require more powerful hardware or some clever techniques on the developer side to get things running smoothly. Bowser's Fury is one that surprised me considerably. The game has a certain feel to it, one of exploration, creativity, and pure Nintendo fun. And it has a big giant Bowser in it. The game presents a unique take on the 3D world formula that will either be seen as an intriguing one-off experiment, or it paves the way for future 3D Mario games to come. Despite these somewhat disappointing performance issues, Bowser's Fury in my eyes is a perfect example of taking something old and reinventing it for the modern age. I see this game as an inflection point for future games, and I'd love if Nintendo kept up this style, hopefully on more powerful hardware. If you never played 3D World on the Wii U, then this is a steal for you to own on Switch. You get two great experiences for the price of one. And as for Bowser's Fury itself, if you own the original on Wii U, I'd hold off for a sale, but please pick this one up eventually. It will hold you and I for our itch for a Super Mario Odyssey 2. This has been Danerade speaking. I hope you learned something new today, and I will see you all in the next video.
It was all just a dream.
Well, what? What do you mean, what? You've been indecisive about whether to become our leader for 4 months now. We've been leaving people on this cliffhanger that I'm sure most people forgot about us.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Why are you so hesitant anyways?
It's just that, oh, you wouldn't get it. You know what? I'm out of here.
Well, who is our leader going to be now?
Danerade.
What is it? Well, I didn't expect to see you here.
You see, Woodrow never treated me great and well. I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
It's about time. It's getting hot. How very like.
Andrew Wilson.
He's lost no time endearing himself to those in power, which fits in perfectly with my plan.